Here we go. We're live.
We're live? Oh no. R&R.
We are not dead. And
Why would we have been dead? What the fuck?
it's
Sorry, are we
black
live?
right now. It,
Oh, hey.
it says excellent condition.
Hmm.
Okay, there. I see it now. I see it now.
What's up?
Alright, starting soon. Kidding. We're here. We're here. Podcast. Here we go. Well,
That's appropriate.
YouTube, what's going on, man? This Lynn. I'm as usual. Got my bubble tea ready. This time I put it in a larger water bottle container. You don't see it right now, but my place is a mess. So I'm glad you can't see it right now.
See, you gotta be like this, where if you don't have things, you can't be a mess.
Yeah, but
Like,
I
there's
need...
no such thing as a mess when you don't have things. Oh, well, you've been like shooting. You've been busy. You've been out to like doing stuff.
I have
Never
snowboarding
mind.
gear, photography gear,
Yeah.
lighting gear.
That all makes sense then.
Too much furniture. Yeah, it's been a busy day, but like, you know, it's a good busy. It's productive.
Hell
like,
yeah, it's productive.
Work is
busy.
good. Work is good.
That's sick.
Everything kind of came at once. I was really stressed yesterday, but I think I got through.
Do you have a
I
lot
got
going
through
on
it.
yesterday?
To prepare for today? Like,
Oh, I see.
a bunch of work came in at the same time, and like
Yeah.
everyone kind of expected faster turnarounds. And then I hadn't shot an event in a while, and I shot a bar mitzvah this morning, so
Oh,
it was like the first time in a while where it was like, you know, I normally get nervous before a gig because you know, I want to do well, but it was extra nervous because it's been a while, and I got new lights, I got new flashes earlier this week,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd never used them before. So
How did they pan out? They work? I mean, not to get
yeah.
you talking about work, but
I tested it last night.
yeah.
Figured it out pretty quick, and then today, yeah, they're good. I
Good.
bought them because it had my name in them. You see that?
What?
They're called FJ400s.
Imagine if they were 500.
I would have, even if it would have cost more, I would have bought that one. It would cost more because it would be 100 watts more. But
People be like, "Oh my gosh, do you have your own brand of flashes?"
it's like, yeah, you haven't heard?
Yeah,
I don't-
oh yeah, they're my name.
Yeah, it's. I'm sponsored. I'm sponsored.
Even specifically 500.
Are people
That'd be
coming?
sick.
People
I have
coming.
no idea. I don't
Cheers,
know.
man.
Yeah,
Cheers.
man, cheers. Oh,
Who's that?
sure.
Bubbly.
Yeah, man.
Is that alcoholic?
No. It's just water.
Oh.
It's carbonated water. Sparkling water, grapefruit bubbly.
Hi, Tita.
0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sodium, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 protein.
Your son is so healthy. You must be so
Yeah.
proud.
I'm out of shape. Every workout lately has been like, why am I gasping through something I could typically do no sweat? These last few months set me far back. Like, yeah,
all-
like
it's
I
all
have
that.
not been active.
It's the eating.
It's the eating on top of this. Like, I come home to sit. Typical years, like I don't come home. I don't have a home. Like, it's just go off and work out, go tutor some kids in a spot. Like, I don't have to be at home. But now it's like I sit at work for 8 hours and I sit at home for another 4.
Is that the tutoring part?
Yeah, tutoring is like all here.
I mean, you could get a stand-up desk. You could just hold a squat the whole time if you want.
I already bought a computer. We threw down too much money for a computer. Now I'm gonna throw down
it's
for
another.
a desk.
That's another couple $100, you know. It's the
It would be,
difference.
yeah. It would. What's the difference? Oh my goodness. I mean, probably my first paycheck from like tennis will probably go to a standing desk
Nice.
and a chair, because this chair is just like. It's a kitchen chair.
Yeah. Hey man, it works. It works.
Yeah.
I think
Yo,
chair
kitchen
first.
chair.
I think
with
chair first.
IKEA pillow. You see
Actually,
that?
no, that doesn't make sense because if you get the desk first, you won't need the chair.
Exactly. Yeah. So get the desk and then We'll contemplate the chair.
I thought about it too. If I could just get the stilts part, or the jack part to support my existing desk, but it might be too much weight. It's probably too much weight.
Well, how big is your desk? Don't you have like 4 monitors?
The desk only has 3 on it, and then the tower, and then a bunch of hard drives. So it's heavy, and then the camera and the speakers.
How old is your desk? What kind of desk do you have? Is it just like?
I got it from the garbage. It's a big plank of wood on 2 shelf-looking thingies. I think it's meant to be a dining table.
Oh, then I don't know. A lot of desks are robust these days. Like the standing ones are built with the metal that are meant for desks.
Yeah.
Don't try to DIY one.
But I think it's 130 pounds max.
Yeah.
At least the Costco one. The Costco one's like 130 pounds. I don't know. Yo, these monitors are heavy. And then the tower, and then everything else.
The tower and the hard drives could weigh up, I'd imagine. But no, I have nothing on the other boys. I don't know what they're up to. We're gonna 2-man this? Us talking about
do
dance?
it, man. Yo, I think we could.
No,
I think we could.
We could. It's just dance. It's just dance.
It's dance.
You dance, I dance. We can talk about some dance.
We all dance.
We can dance right now. It just sucks to not have Dan.
Yeah, because then we would have Dans.
Dan. At least one Dan. If
Dan
only we had
Dans.
2 Dan.
Dan dances. Okay, so yeah, I know so chat, we normally would sort of pick out some topics on a Monday, but we've been so busy this week, and I don't know what it was, but I've got that itch to dance again.
Same.
I think because I watched that GRV, Gravy Babies.
Oh, right. Classic.
What's that one? ISIS? ISIS. So good. I probably watched that a dozen times. Every time. Gets me hype.
Did you just say ISIS?
Is that TOS?
Yeah. They're terrorists,
but
bro.
that's the song. Oh no, that's hot. Yeah, that's the song.
That's the song they dance to?
Yeah, ADHD.
Okay, I just remember it was the ADHD event. I don't remember the song they danced to. Was that the name of their crew or the name of their piece?
No, the name of the song is ISIS.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was like, god damn.
Isn't it?
We just got in. We're talking about terrorists already.
Hold on.
You're gonna get audited and things, and people like start busting down your door with SWAT and like.
Gravy Babies. Yeah, ISIS. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
Okay, damn. I can't get in trouble for that.
I mean, you shouldn't.
Wow, a lot of people did reaction videos. Should we just react to it right now? Nah, it's fine. You guys, I'll have the link in the description. You guys can watch it on your own time.
All you need to know is it's good.
It's probably, in my opinion, the best group set I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna sell that short. It is the best group set I've ever seen. Yeah.
Well, I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, it's all dance is gonna be subjective. So. I mean, you're gonna hear people be like, "Yo, what about Royal Family? What about Filipino All Stars?"
No, it doesn't touch it. Doesn't get me hype. I can't watch those other routines 12 times and each time be like, damn.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. Again, subjective. Dance is dance. It's a feeling thing.
It's a feeling.
Hell yeah, I'm with you.
So I figured, hey, Dan. Dan Santos. Dan Santos.
I hear you're a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure I am.
So I figure, if you want to start again with our run metrics.
Run metrics. I can't get over how proud I am of this, man. Being able to like tutor like this with my fucking thing here, like it's so I love it. Hi.
Yo, show us. Give us an example. Hey.
Hi.
1 + I equals hi.
3 = 8.
What?
TOS.
Like, isn't that supposed to be a D? 8 equals D? But I get it. So yeah, we didn't really hit our run metrics this week. I'm assuming, right, Dan?
Oh hell no, we killed that.
Oh,
We wrecked it. Hold on, let me
nice.
collect that.
Because I did not do anything.
We absolutely wrecked it.
Congrats, well done.
Was it over 50% participation?
I don't think so. I didn't check.
No, it wasn't.
Disqualified. Okay. Yeah, because the rest of the team carries everybody else.
Alright, here we go. Check out these numbers.
Let's pull up these
Holy.
stats. Oh, wow.
Big bars, tall bars.
I can't see your shoulders blocking it.
Oh, my bad. Here, I'll just move it this
No,
way.
your shoulder, not your back. Your neck, your back? Someone's
What?
pum pum and their crack?
There we go.
Whoa, Dan. Doubles?
And Tyler.
Oh my
It's
god,
really-
42!
Tyler's been putting in. Dan put in for 50.
Hey, Kyle put 7. Nice.
You did.
Did you run every day then?
I think I missed 2 days, but then
Two a days?
couple days I did.
You went 2
a
days? Yeah. Well
Nice,
done.
congrats, man. That's sick.
The grind continues.
I took a recovery week.
Man, do what you need to do.
Or 2.
Like we were already at 50% on like
Saturdays?
Saturday.
Sunday?
Yeah. I was like,
Sick.
damn. So I think Kyle put in two things. So nice.
If I wake up early tomorrow, then I'll try. But if I don't, I'll just take another rest.
It's all good, man. You rest up your foot so you can, like, you were all these previous weeks. You know, you were carrying us all. So
Yeah.
respect, man.
It's good to know that you guys have decent weather to be running, though. Have you been running, or you been
I
cycling?
only went outside like once or twice. The rest of it was cycling.
Ah, okay.
Yo, cycling is rough on the knees for me, at least. I don't have the technique down, so good on you if you managed to cycle every day, 2 days.
Cycling, doesn't it churn your intestines and make you more regular?
I don't know. I'm already a pretty regular guy, so it didn't
This-
feel like too much of a difference.
I just remember whenever I went out with Mike that night, or the next visit to the washroom was interesting.
How far did you cycle?
Like 60?
And it also depends, like, how much of it were you, like, off your seat standing, Were you sat down the whole time? Because I know, like, when you try to
sitting.
sprint a hill uphill, like, sometimes you might have to, like, lean up and, like, give.
It
Your body
wasn't
weight?
many. It was pretty flat. It was all by
okay,
the lake.
okay.
It's all by the lake, so it's relatively flat.
All right, as long as it's not, like, an unusual intestinal thing. Like, do other people and other cyclists get that?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, imagine it. Imagine the posture of like your legs constantly kneading your intestines. I don't know. Makes sense to me.
I guess if you haven't been used to, like, that amount of, like... Because it more or less is like a crunch, right? Like, you're like this, like, it's like a crunch the whole time? I can't... I don't know. If you're keeping your core steady, then you shouldn't feel your organs or your anything up here, like... You shouldn't have this going on when you're cycling.
Hey, look, guys, we're dancing.
When I cycle.
She's so beautiful when she dances.
Yes. Okay,
All right.
You can really dance.
Take
so
this down here.
this week, as the title suggests, the significance of dance in our lives and how it has evolved with social media over, like, the last 10 years, last 20 years. Probably go from the last 20 years. So, how old were you guys when you started dancing?
Grade 6.
Grade 6.
God.
Ballroom
12
dance.
years old. Ballroom. That was the first kind of dance you were exposed to?
I mean, officially, like lessons wise, otherwise, watching music videos back in like grade 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Indonesia, we had MTV, so it's pretty sick. And then
Like
coming
to the
back,
point where you would like copy? You'd see it and like, how I want to do that.
yeah,
Okay.
whenever I saw things on TV. Otherwise, first official was grade 6 in ballroom.
Nice.
Ballroom, eh? What kind of ballroom?
Oh, Latin dancing.
Latin,
Salsa.
Your salsa, your
Your
merengue.
Merengue.
We hit the basics of a lot. Cha-cha,
Tango.
mambo,
Mambo number
tango,
5.
foxtrot, waltz. Like we hit just the basics of everything. Rumba.
Rumba. Bachata.
Bachata wasn't a thing.
Yeah, that came later.
Yeah.
How about you, Dan?
Oh man, it depends. I mean, when I was in Filipino school, we did like traditional Filipino dances, and I was pretty young then. Yeah, so we
Like
started with
tinikling?
like, yeah, tinikling, and I don't even remember all of it, like the candle dance. Yeah,
What is this?
Castanets.
it's like yeah, that one. There's the stick one. God, I wish I remembered the names.
Did it feel like dancing?
It did.
Okay.
Well, because it was traditional dancing, that's how it was brought up. We had to do like rehearsals and performances and all that fun stuff. But I mean, like, yeah. Hip hop stuff wasn't until I think high school. High school was like cotillion ages.
Oh yeah,
You
cotillion.
know, family. My sisters were in like cotillion, so like I would, I was the younger brother. I had nothing else to do, so I'd go with them and learn the dances. So yeah, so I would say high school is
Older
kind of my
siblings
part
makes a
doing those
difference.
stuff. Yeah,
Mm.
but like hip hop.
Just happened to my.
What happened to your camera, F?
Yeah, what did happen to it?
I don't
You're all
know.
mashed
No,
up.
No,
Oh no!
what did you do, Kyle? Hold on, I don't know what's. What? It's so
We're
weird.
saying the same thing, Kyle. You have nothing to do with this.
you really do have nothing to do with it.
FJ's wire
I
got
was like, how did
mashed.
I change your camera?
BRB.
Last week it was FJ's sound. This week it's his video.
I don't
FJ's
get it.
special now.
You trying to be too fancy, man?
I didn't change anything. What happened?
Pull your wire out. Put it back in.
That's what he did last week.
I
Broke his whole computer.
Completely disconnect your camera.
What I did.
Uh-oh.
BRB.
IT level strats.
That's what you get for, like, buying shit in China. I'm just kidding. Not necessarily... Okay, no, not... I meant, like, AliExpress. Like, when you get
TOS.
things that cheap, it's like... I don't know. Is that gonna work? Mike did just buy a lens from AliExpress. Like, a phone lens.
Oh, that was from AliExpress? I didn't know where it
Yeah.
was from.
I think he said it was like $15 for a macro lens. It's pretty sick. Because my lenses each were, that 90, 70 bucks depending on which one I got. But they're
Dude.
handy. Literally
Dude.
handy.
Can you stretch out your shirt? I can read that.
What does it say?
Dabin. Can you turn to your other way a little? I can't see the last character. Oh.
What's that? Cool?
No, it's not cool because that last one would be katakana.
I totally.
It's dadin something. Dadin something.
Daddy?
Da-
Darling?
Dadin.
Dadu?
Darling?
No, the second last character is an N.
Darling
Darling.
would be Daruding.
Darling.
Daruring.
Da-doo-doo. Oh, because that's a G-U. Da-doo-dingu.
Darling. So darling.
Da-doo-dingu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Has anyone seen Darling in the Franks? It's not worth. Actually, I take it back. It was fine.
Oh, so it makes sense. So the show is called Darling?
Darling in the Franks. And
Oh,
she would
okay.
always call the antagonist boy Darling.
Da-doo-dingu.
Darling.
So
Well, yeah.
Leslie's trying
my,
to figure out his stuff.
Is this technical
think-
difficult? Are you guys online? Like, are you guys streaming?
Yeah,
He is
we're
live.
on right
Surprise.
Oh, I thought you were
Hey,
like
uh,
prepping.
No.
now. Ouch 2K6 was my first like hip hop performance.
A competition was your not even.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna join that.
At least with
Yeah.
cotillions, you can still kind of count those.
I guess you can count those. You can count those.
Yeah.
Then Ouch was my
First competition.
Wow,
second.
wow.
Ouch was my first competition.
Do you have a hip hop competition though?
Kyle, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Leave.
Can you just leave for a sec? I just want to see if it changes.
Okay.
Aww.
Okay.
What?
And then Kyle, come back. Oh,
Oh, you
see,
can.
he just left. Okay, and then see if he comes
Next
back.
time, just move him to a different channel.
Is he coming back?
Yeah, tell him to come back.
I'll bring him in. Can I bring him in?
No, you can't bring people into channels, but you can move them channel to channel. That's messy.
Is it just when it's a fourth person now? We
No,
need
I
another
thi-
person to come in.
Nah, I mean we had 4 earlier last week too. Let's see what happens. Oh, 4 left. Okay, let's see.
No, it's when the cameras come on. I almost wanted to do it because it's so funny.
That's so messy.
Wait. Yeah.
It's only when there's 4 cameras on.
That's so weird.
That is weird.
That's
Can your
never
video
happened
come
before.
out?
It's fine. Just come in. It's fine. It's not a
This
big
cast
deal.
is
Who
turning
cares?
into FJ's technical difficulties.
It just wants me to get stressed out. I don't get it. That's whatever. Who cares?
Hold on. But now, War, you turn off your cam. I want to see it work on my end.
It's
Oh my
just-
god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. If number of cameras equals 4,
That's never happened
then-
before, though.
Video.
That's
then
never
fuck up
happened
FP's.
before. That's never happened before.
Leave Discord and come back.
Oh, that sucks.
I did.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, you know what?
man.
Maybe I should just shut it off. I'm sorry, stream. This is a weird one. Hold on. I'm gonna shut down
Yeah.
Discord and come back. Sorry, guys. I'll be trying to get this to work properly. Maybe it needs to update. Maybe there's just some updates. Coming back. Here we go.
What's the topic? Dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the whole point of the live stream categories. Like, if people are live, typically you would use one of these so that somebody doesn't, like, accidentally jump in on your live stream. And then, like, if you had something to talk about, you'd be like, oh, are you live right now? You know they're live. Are you live now, F, or no?
I was still live, yeah, the whole time. I kept
really?
it live. It was just streaming the whole time, yeah.
Oh, never mind. We are live.
Strange. Very strange.
I should have put the whole be right back screen up when I did that, but oh well.
Well, I mean,
It's fine. It's fine.
Do you have your?
I'd prefer just to sit in the dark anyway.
No. Oh, what if I... Here, come back for a sec. If I do show non-video participants, but then it is the video feed. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Stay. Okay.
So
continue.
Warren was ballroom, Dan was cotillions and things of that nature. Filipino school. I didn't even know Filipino school existed.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Kyle, the
Learned-
question was where you started dance. When did dance become part of your life?
Pretty high school. High school. Actually, grade 8. So my second year in Canada was grade 8, and I started like, I don't know. They used to play music in gym sometimes, and I would copy all whatever the fad dance was. And so other kids were like, "Whoa, how do you do that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just do whatever I saw on the music video or whatever." And then in grade 9, I tried harder. Like I tried harder stuff. Like I tried a lot of the gliding stuff in high school, grade 9 and up. Just copying Usher. There was a lot of Usher copying. And then Michael Jackson came back. You know, like You Rock My World and stuff. That was like towards the end of my high school. So, I mean, Usher was basically copying Jackson anyway. So that's what I had. That's why I had that kind of style. Is like I liked glides, and then I liked what later would become animation. I liked that stuff, like ISO, robotic movements. I really fell in love with that in high school. But I did anything. Like I did for multicultural shows in high school. I did Bhangra. It was one of my favorite dances. So I would like join up with the Indian kids, and they would teach me Bhangra. And so for that performance, it would be me and a bunch of Indian people. Very fun though. I like any other different type of cultural dance.
High school things. What about F? F was b-boy in high school.
Oh yeah, b-boy started for me in grade. I think it was because of YFC actually too. So I think it was like grade. Yeah, it was. At the time there was b-boy was coming back to the underground was a thing. I think I was in grade 7.
YFC.
Where my first thing was like a coffee grinder move where you just swing your leg around.
The coffee grinder.
And then 6-step came after that. And then and that's all I could do.
Yo, my first bit of hip hop would have been sea walking. I was that gen.
I don't think I ever learned to do that properly. Or like
I
it didn't
think-
feel the same, you know.
Yo, Exhibit, Get Your Walk On. Oh, that's a classic. That's where I learned how to sea walk, or that was like the first stuff that I would ever try to learn. Usher glides, yeah, that was definitely big, but like Missy Elliott videos and that Exhibit video alone, oh. Get your freak on! Get your freak on!
Oh yeah. No, but like that's choreo that you started. I guess there's choreo in ballroom. It's not just freestyle, right? You have to do it in sequence.
Oh, jive was another one. That's why.
Oh, I always wanted to learn like jive.
Rock step, I wanna do a 3, a 4. Rock step, I wanna do a 3, a 4.
That's what it sounds like. Do you guys ever have to do what's it called? Line dancing in elementary school, like grade 2, grade 3 kind of things?
Oh yeah, we did learn achy breaky in gym
Okay,
class.
it was achy breaky had to
In
be part of
elementary?
In gym
Okay.
class. It was achy breaky.
every elementary.
Never did that in elementary. We did it at all the Filipino parties.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
That was part of our gym class. Achy breaky heart. Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. I think you were gonna say something more about Filipino school dancing earlier.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Just that Filipino school was probably my start. That's about it. I was like Kyle when in the hip hop world, it was Usher, my MJ kind of inspired.
Good segue. That was the next question was gonna be who were your top influencers to get you into dance. Start dance. We can look into later inspirations when we got into choreo, like our own things. But MJ for sure, all of us, I'm sure.
MJ.
Usher too. Usher, MJ was all of us. It sounds like.
Yep.
But you said that was Ballroom War, and then music videos like Missy. But
Yeah.
like, so when was the first time you guys did hip hop choreo?
Good one. Couldn't tell you. No idea. Probably university when I actually learned stuff from people.
Yeah. Oh, let's say university. I don't count the cotillions.
Wait,
I did.
Cotillion had hip hop choreo,
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do hip hop performances.
and you're not counting it?
Not in comparison. Friggin' looking at like Gen 2 cotillion and our cotillion. I'm so... No. No.
Well, I think the
Fair to
first
compare
time
that.
I got like introduced to group choreo was in Sync. I not even when Backstreet Boys were doing it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the Backstreet Boys one. But when I saw NSYNC's choreo, I was like, hey, that stuff
Different
was
story.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then J-Lo had that Love Don't Cost a Thing. And then we did like this talent show in grade 12. And then we basically took that influence. We copied a lot of it. And then we like kind of
Yeah.
added our own genuine stuff. And so anxious. I remember we did like a choreo to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it seemed
Inappropriate.
Like the performances with them or like Janet performances were always like killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
Do
was
you guys
awesome.
remember this one icon performance? It was Maya, Usher, and Pink. They were doing a tribute to Janet Jackson. Ah, that's gotta be
Got nothing on
YouTube.
that.
Yeah, that does ring a bell.
It was good.
Because I love Maya. I love Janet. I also liked back then it was like I was gonna say Omarion, there was Neo, but they all had like
Omarion,
MJ
yeah.
influences.
Yeah.
JT, when Timberlake came out, they all like moved very similar to MJ, very inspired, obviously inspired by him. So
JT's like principal choreographer, I think teacher too, was Marty Kudelka. I think he taught him right from the beginning. So I don't really know if JT's dance moves were his ever. You know, like he just.
yeah. Well, didn't Lyle dance with Usher, right? Somebody big from that side used to tour with Usher. I think it was
I think it
Lyle.
was Lyle. Yeah.
Lyle was with Usher. I thought Lyle was
Either
also with
Usher or
JT.
JT.
Yeah, Lyle was also with
JT
JT.
at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
He might have gone both.
Maybe
ways.
both, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all those guys, Lyle is my favorite, I think.
What was
that
that?
old,
He's
well,
dope.
that
The shoe
earlier
one.
generation.
The shoe, right?
My
What was it?
Nikes.
My Nikes. Yeah, that one.
Or
That was when
I
I
can't
first
remember what.
got exposed to him.
Yeah. No, those were good ones. I remember when Omarion came out with Touch, and everyone was going. "Boom."
Oh yeah.
That was the move. And then when Neo came out with Stay, oh, that was such a good beat. With what's his name, PD Crack or PD Flow?
Day.
Neo,
Is that-
stay with me, stay with me. Just want you to stay with me. And he's like dancing in the street
Oh.
and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one. Another iconic one would have been which Usher one was it? The
These are
guitar one,
2000s
chairs.
now, right?
The
Oh, yeah, you
guitar
make me
one
wanna.
and
You make me wanna.
Make
Yeah,
me
that was
wanna.
his breakout.
Where he
That was his very first music video.
he
Yeah.
duplicated himself and he did all the same moves in different outfits.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
was cool.
Oh man, you remind me that dance break. There's a classic.
My Way even had some breakdancing in
My
there
Way
too.
was nice against
You
against
don't have to
Tyrese.
call was one of my favorites. It's like you don't have to call and he comes up in the music video and he just he crashes that party.
I think that's when the walk sequence was
Oh,
cool. Where you're just
God,
like
it was so
walking
sick.
forward and you're doing like this choreo.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Is that when he-
I've always
when he
wanted to
had
do a
the-
walk sequence.
I
The
know.
skate shoot?
Skate shoot. Yeah, I think so. Like the heel thing, Heelys.
You know, it's thanks to
tonight.
those artists that made dancing cool. Cause like there was a long time where it's like, oh, you dance, it wasn't as cool, but if you could break dance, that was sick.
Mhm.
But if you just said you could dance, it wasn't like, oh my god, like it was just like,
I didn't think it
oh.
was cool
yeah.
until
you
I
could
saw
break dance, it was
breakdancing. I
cool.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then
Yeah.
popping was like, hey, that's cool. But like, we were only exposed to dance through music videos, through
That's right.
Yeah.
whatever MTV Much Music gave us.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm trying to remember in grade 8, like the first dances I copied. I'm pretty sure like one of the songs that
Mine was
I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
one of the songs that I started to dance to in gym class was like, you know that song that goes like, "Come on, ride the train, and ride it." Woo, woo." Like there was some move in that video that I would just copy when that song would come on. And they're really easy, you know. It's like, you know, it's just. But for some reason, I guess nobody else in my class could do it. So I seemed like this really good dancer. I'm like, but I'm just doing what they're doing in the video.
I remember when the Macarena sounded stupid to me, and then I'm like, yo, the dance is too easy.
That
But
might
then
have
when
been
I
the
learned,
And then
Oh, go
people
ahead.
struggled. Oh,
one, it was fun to watch people struggle, but two, when I learned to put my own flavor to it and have
with
fun with it,
Macarena. People
man, you never
struggle?
know.
You'd
You
be
never know.
surprised.
Yeah, you can do the Macarena in a much cooler, sexier
Yeah.
way. You definitely can.
This is how I cycle. This is me biking.
I'm doing 60 kilometers. Okay.
I'm washing the dishes.
So okay, I was gonna ask too. Like, when was the first, like, a dance move, like a signature move? I think mine was probably Running Man. Was the first one. just Running Man, right? It had a name. It was viral, kind of, or everyone was kind of doing it for a while. You guys have your first one, your first viral dance move that you learned. Was it like MC Hammer?
It was probably, for me, it was probably the Running Man and Sea Walking. One of those two. I can't remember which came first.
But
Probably the
Macarena was.
Running Man.
I think Macarena was before, right?
Would you call that a
an
viral
action-
dance?
Yeah.
I guess
Was-
so.
It was.
Dancer move.
It's
I consider
choreo.
that as-
I guess it's a choreo.
So viral
it's like-
dance.
It's linked to one song though. It's more of a song. Like the song.
Yeah,
and dance
but
go
so is the
together.
Superman.
Exactly. I wouldn't call that a signature either.
Yeah, but that's what makes it a signature, isn't it? Like the fact
Well,
that it.
Like
We
the
could define
Sea
it as,
Walk, you
like-
can do to a lot of different songs.
What would be your go-to if you're at like a school dance? My go-to would have been like the Running Man, or just doing some like head movements like that. It's like, yo, what's Warren doing with his neck? Like back in like elementary, we're doing like dancey things.
Or like to like be like, whoa, he's got rhythm. He can dance.
It'd be the Running Man.
Mine was probably the side glide.
Same.
That was your. That's like advanced.
I guess I learned it pretty.
Who taught you?
Early, like
Or how did you learn it? Just watching?
I just watched it and I
Yeah.
tried to copy Michael Jackson
And then you looked in the mirror.
and Usher too. And I tried to just disguise it so that it looks like I'm walking forward, but I'm moving to the side.
I don't
I
think
just
I
tried.
felt comfortable about gliding until like high school.
But I practiced a lot, and what's cool is I'm oftentimes it would be hit in the basement on carpet, so I would practice on carpet. So by the time I get to the gym floor, that's like really smooth and shit. It looked way better than what I practiced. So I was like, oh shit! It's like training with weights. It's like you gain this extra advantage by training on shitty carpet.
Like you did carpet with socks, and then you went to the gym with shoes
Yeah. Well, no, I did it barefoot.
on
I would
carpet.
just- yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's how I learned. Like I learned, like moonwalk, just barefoot. And then I would try it like on the gym floor with shoes on. I'm like, oh, it's so much easier. Damn.
Yo, gangsta boy, why don't you just join the call, bro? He's in chat. He's in chat.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Gangsta
Mike.
Boys,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Mike. Where was the guy gonna go with that? So, yeah, we I would want to talk about how, I guess, yeah, we all came to Waterloo. Oh, before that, rhythm. It wasn't taught to you. You just had it, yeah? Can you teach rhythm?
Yeah. It's like muscle memory things. Like some people get it easier than others, obviously, but I think it can be taught because it becomes a muscle memory thing. Kind of like how does your body react to the music, right?
But it's listening, right?
It's listening, but listening is also a skill that you could practice.
It's, I guess, like, yeah, can you teach a tone deaf person how to sing in pitch? Is that something you could do too?
It would take a while, I
It
imagine.
would be very hard. I just saw a clip of one of the Botes sisters, and you saw it, War. So there's, it's a tone deaf test. So they give you two notes, A and B, and one's definitely higher than the other. But if you're tone deaf, they sound the same, and you can't teach it if they sound the same.
Oh.
Like one's like boom, and the other's like boom. Boom, 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 boom.
And she's just like, wait, stop.
Higher?
Can you just be quiet while I let me think about it and you press it, okay? Just let me.
It was really funny but sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you
if
send a
she's
link
not,
to it?
if she's not trolling,
yeah.
if she's not trolling, like that's really sad. If you
Yeah.
think that two different notes are the same.
So is that like color blindness?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think so. Actually, it's worse because colorblind, you could actually still distinguish colors.
It's
It's just to you, they will be labeled different names, right? Like red.
Who is Botet? Who are these people?
It's a chess girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been really into chess now because of PogChamps recently. I just like, I watched like 18 hours of chess in the last few days. So.
Nice. But yeah, no, I think rhythm's a little easier because there's easier
pattern.
to practice it.
It's repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely think it's easier when in comparison to something like a tone deaf to get that. But I still think it's very difficult for people who just don't have any rhythm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will say, I have never met someone who didn't have rhythm learn rhythm.
Agreed.
I haven't seen it
That's
yet.
what I'm saying. I don't think you can teach it.
As much as you try to like help and encourage, it's just like.
And if they're an adult
hard to
already,
watch
you're a lost cause almost. You're just like, oh, Bill, don't mind Bill. He just doesn't have rhythm. It's all good. Like, forget it. I mean, maybe when you're a kid, you
I
can
think
learn.
it's the capacity to hold it because I did teach this like 40-something-year-old dude. It was like a one-on-one private session. And he, his aspiration was to like be usher or whatever. And we were just working on clapping, like matching a beat with clapping. And he could get it from maybe like a few bars and then he'd lose it. So I think, yeah, it's more of a listening skill. It's not really muscle memory because you need to have it in here first before your body can match that.
Then you have to have that coordination to be able to match with the body.
Yeah.
He says he learned it from drumming. No, but Data, you just had it. You can drum, you have it.
Yeah, if drumming immediately has rhythm, yeah, incorporated with it. Oh, Day was in here the whole time. Moonwalk.
he's been-
Day definitely moonwalk for me.
But he can't
Okay.
do it. What?
I still don't know how to do it. Okay. Okay. So coming into Waterloo, so you guys, I didn't know about the hip hop crew.
Sir.
Are you watching the?
That was funny.
Botes?
It was funny. It was good.
The no rhythm dude.
Or was he just a drunk guy? He's just drunk. He doesn't know.
Both.
All right, we're gonna pull it up, guys. Here we go. Podcast example of
Pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie.
no rhythm, dude. 2 minutes. Where should I go?
Anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Well, you see it in the first like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, go to like 35 seconds.
Sorry, where?
Like 30 seconds-ish. When
30.
he starts clapping.
All right, we'll go 28
Love that
seconds.
song, though. It's a wicked song.
Here we go, guys.
during the slowdown at the end. So good.
I think that's drunkenness, though.
I think it's
probably
a
has-
combination of both.
Well, can you keep rhythm, but not match the other person's rhythm? It looked like
Yeah,
he
like,
had
you-
he
you
had a
mix it up.
rhythm. It was just wasn't matching the song. But if
But then-
he's
but then
maintaining,
his tempo won't change.
No. He breaks his own rhythm. It's
He does break his own, yeah.
I was just gonna joke.
yes, he
that
does. He does. Yeah.
There's one rhythm you can't match. That's someone without rhythm.
It's all freestyle.
You can't match it. You never know. You
That
never
was
know which way he's
that
gonna
was
go.
painful. That was painful. But okay, yeah, combination.
Sorry, yeah,
combination.
go
for sure.
back. You're talking about university hip hop.
Yeah, like I didn't know UW hip hop existed, but I was already introduced to b-boys, so I went to UWB, UW Breakers, and I think that's how I met people who were in hip hop. And then eventually UWB did things with UW hip hop, and then first thing I did with UW hip hop felt very cheerleader-ish at the time, and then it evolved from there. But yeah, how about you guys? Intro to UW hip hop and choreo.
Mine was, I think I told it before. Mine was Martin. I met
Philippi-
Warren and Martin.
another
yeah,
Filipino association.
Club. Yeah, but then because I met them in winter '06, maybe like once or twice, and then me and Martin were both Frosh leaders before the fall 2K6 term. And then he's the one that told me you should come to hip hop, because we were at one of the Frosh events and it was like, I don't know, some dance thing, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you have rhythm?" I'm like, I yeah.
It's like I'm Filipino, yeah.
He's like, you should totally go to the hip hop club. I was like, yeah, all right. So I did, and I met you guys, and that was it.
Does everyone in your family have rhythm?
Yes. So parents ballroom
Oh
dance.
yeah, your parents definitely, yeah.
Yeah, my sisters, they obviously did cotillions and went clubbing, and I see them dancing, so they have rhythm.
Mike says that guitarist is pro for not following the bad rhythm. It's true. That's the bass guy.
It's super distracting.
It's right next to him.
It's because he can't follow it. There's no rhythm.
Okay, how about you guys? War, Kyle, everyone in your family have rhythm?
Yeah. Yep. They parents ballroom dance. Yeah. Karaoke things.
Yeah, my parents do ballroom and salsa as well.
I
I
have
would
two
say
people.
my mom's like better than my dad, but my dad can keep up. Like he's not rhythmless.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think anyone in my family doesn't. That's why I feel extra sad for when I see someone that doesn't have rhythm. I'm sad. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But they also, usually when they don't have it, they don't. Well, no, that's not true. But I think some are just cool with not having it and don't care for it. My sister
Yeah.
and my dad don't have rhythm, and it
Yeah, I'm not saying,
boggles
like,
my mind.
yeah, like they'll still have great friends and everything. It's just, it's sad because like, yeah, they'll just end up making fun of themselves and then having fun anyway. But it's still, to me, it's sad. It's like, oh,
Trying to think if they have interest in music. My dad does, but my sister not so much. Just interest in music, like just listening to music.
Not even that.
I don't think my sister really listens to music.
Different stroke for different folk. It is what it is.
I guess you could say I learned rhythm or had to better my rhythm by playing piano, metronome things.
Hmm.
That was always interesting.
Did you ever feel like you were speeding up and slowing down, or?
Oh, for sure. Especially when
Yeah.
Okay.
it was rough. But then I don't know, you have to train yourself to hear it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I guess that's like, when you do hip hop sometimes, depending if you're like in the moment and you're performing and you feel like you're doing moves a little bit faster, but then you have to pace yourself. I would imagine it's like that.
I have a bad memory of practice for like an ouch or something, and I was always fast, and like Ray was getting upset because like what I would do generally was not try very hard until like the last three or maybe 2 or 3 tries, like like just run throughs. This is like drilling for a
Yeah.
performance or
A
competition.
show, yeah.
But like, you know, I would half-ass it, but to me, I was still hitting the beats at least, and then Ray would say, "You're." I can't remember if it was slow or fast. Probably slow, if anything, right? It's like, Kyle, you're slow. You're slow on that part, and I'll be like, really? Damn! Like I don't feel like I'm slow, and then I'll do it again. Be like, Kyle, you're slow. What's going on with you? I'm like, fuck. I don't know. And then
It was probably not. It's, yeah, maybe the
that
timing
memory
was different,
feeling.
but it wasn't that you were losing rhythm. It was probably you were hitting it with a different
Like I
move or
was,
something.
I was probably hitting a different thing. You know, sometimes you hit a lyric, and sometimes you hit a beat, and maybe I was aiming for the wrong thing to hit.
Yeah.
But man, I felt like shit. Like, because you don't to disappoint Ray. He's like fucking the godfather to us, man. Like yeah.
He's the Dawn.
He's the Don, yeah. Like, so I just remember that we were on the lower level cove area, and
Yeah.
man, like I couldn't get. It was like 3 in a row, and then I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? And I had to just stop and like really listen to what I'm supposed to be hitting. Eventually I got it, but that memory really,
Ingrained.
yeah, like it was almost semi-traumatic. Like how I felt. I felt really bad. I felt really, because he singled me out too. He was like, Kyle, you're slow. I was like, fuck. In front of the whole team.
I think it's one thing to follow a music and a rhythm versus keeping it on your own, like keeping your own time versus following music. Following music is a lot easier to maintain rhythm because someone else is dictating it. But if you're the one like playing piano, playing an instrument, or singing a cappella, yeah, dictating your own rhythm and keeping time, I think, is a different challenge. It's not quite the same as rhythm. Because in your mind, the melody makes sense and like whatever. I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, so with choreo, I wanted to contrast basically like how we saw hip hop from when we first started, 06-ish, I guess, for y'all, and how it is now, or even like the evolution over the last 5 and then 10 years. Because back then we didn't have YouTube yet, so for me anyway, when I first started doing choreo, it was purely music video. So an influence in choreo, we only had each other. Like Ray had an influence, I'm sure, on us, and then I was making stuff up. Like I was literally making placements up. I didn't really know how to do a move. I wasn't making moves. What did CJ call it? Pictures versus, what's the opposite of pictures when you're making a move? Motion, maybe?
Motion? I don't know.
Yeah, like you know how you could do a beat and then it's like a pose? All of my dance moves were poses on a beat, as opposed to a motion on a beat or on a something musical, because that's all I knew. And then you start to incorporate like a move, like an arm wave is a move, and you can do that over this amount of time or whatever. But yeah, we didn't have YouTube. The first YouTube clip I think I saw of a choreo was Ascension Dance Team in BC or SoCal. Philip Wang from that Asian
Wong
Fu Productions. Yeah, he was in that UCal thing, and that was the first thing. Oh, besides Vibe though, Vibe was already around with Ray and Tigo, so I mean that existed, but I didn't really know how to I didn't follow or any of that. You know how when we saw East Coast choreo versus West Coast choreo, we could tell. It's like, oh, that's so West and that's so East, and it was very distinct. Yeah. Haven't you guys found that because of YouTube, everything started to look the same? Not.
I wouldn't say the same. I think a lot of it builds on each other. Seeing a lot of choreographers come up. Not to say that I'm very well in tune with the scene or anything, but when you start looking at people like Keone and Lyle, Sean, even kind of the newer ones, looking at like some of the Kinjas like Anthony Lee. Well, he's been around for a while. But like everyone builds on each other but puts their own flavor on it. And it's cool to see that growth. I wouldn't say it doesn't look all the same.
But those are elites. Like you're mentioning a bunch of elites who were creators and like actually innovated styles. And then but I'm saying like everybody else. Everyone else who kind of follow.
Who's everyone else?
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I don't watch anybody else.
Anyone else you competed with in a competition, like Ouch or Identity Crisis or the other crews? Going to a dance class and learning from a dance class if you guys went to class or anything.
I think when it came to like those competitions and stuff, there was still like flavors of different genres of dance. Or when we look specifically at hip hop, like you can see the people that were influenced by some of the American choreographers and people that favored that West Coast style, and you could tell who's kind of more that East Coast vibe or kind of that grimy kind of Lenny vibe you had in Toronto. Like
do that.
There were distinct styles, but not to say everything looked the same.
What just shocked me was the level. Like, when you compare what we did in first year or second year compared to like what you'd see in first or second year competitions now. It's insane. Or what you see in high school. So what I was doing in high school, like learning how to sideways glide and like just basic robotic stuff and animation. Now there's kids that are just
learning that in elementary.
Ridiculously good, and they go on these shows on TV. I think that's what YouTube did. YouTube just rose the level of anyone interested in dance or anyone interested in anything at a young age. The internet really is insane for that. Like we could have a podcast just on that, and like all the different ways that you see these youngsters coming up with the exposure. All they need is YouTube, and they'll learn anything. And so they just look at their, the hundreds of hours and just practicing in their room, staring at these videos, just doing it over and over. And these kids, like, it blows my mind.
I think that's one of the big conversations of the information age. Like the fact that we have all this like resources at our fingertips, literally at our thumbs and our phones, like the exposure of dance to people, it's so much easier to access things and learn things at literally any age, be it young, be it old. But definitely you see in the younger kids, because if they have it accessible, it's kind of like they can just pick up and learn. They have all the time in the world to do it too. Whereas with us, it's kind of like FJ say, we didn't really have a whole lot of YouTube. There was YouTube like first year for me, but like the amount of content on there was so scarce. Like it wasn't a whole lot of specifically dance videos.
Sorry, that's what I meant, but we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have YouTube dance. We had YouTube. Yeah, YouTube existed.
YouTube existed. It was just the amount of content on there wasn't to the same level we have it now. You'll have every kind of bit of dancing from back in the day because somebody recorded on VHS to everything that's new school and everything that's like the new fads.
Yeah, like that's what we had to do. We had to wait on Much Music or MTV, wait for the video from the top 10 or whatever, record it. And you can still do the same thing on YouTube, but you have to like physically rewind frame by frame. It was the access now is just, it's crazy. It's instant. It's so different.
I'd say there was when YouTube grew in popularity, there was a boost in like skill level and like learning rate for, because I mean the interest was already established in there, and then YouTube ramped it up. But then with change in music, like, would you say the I don't want to say degradation, but you know how people are complaining, older people always complain about music getting worse, or it's getting simplified, and it's like it's not the same quality. Would you say now dance has followed similarly, because now you have, you know, the signature moves of stanky leg and I don't know all the other words that you get. Like, we didn't have any signature moves when we choreoed, when I started choreoing in UW hip hop anyway. Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know like those, I don't know what they're called because I can't refer to them because
all I know is Ren and Warren can usually do them all. So you know that one thing? Oh yeah, this. And you're like, oh yeah, that's
like the step thing. I don't know. I don't even know what they're called.
I think that branched. I think there's definitely a branch, and there's like a branch of dancing that's like TikTok shitty. Stupid
TikTok is different. I was gonna go into TikTok now too.
There's a whole dance culture around TikTok though.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that one.
Like,
it's not even signature moves.
Very
it's like
easy and simple and kind of dumb, but everyone can do it and it's fun. And like celebrities would do these with their families and they'd get millions of views, and that's what's working. But that's not the definition of dance nowadays. Like it all depends on where you look. Music as well. Is there shitty music? Hell yeah. Like, I hate mumble rap. It's garbage. But
it's good to dance to.
There's a whole nother chunk of our culture that mumble rap is amazing. That's why they're so big. You know, they have good beats and you can dance to it, but it's not my thing.
I was gonna say, just to be fair, anyone watching, we don't all hate mumble rap. We don't all hate the new school.
Yeah, it's just me.
Also, define mumble rap. You know, like people that mumble rap think they're rapping, so they're rappers. But you know, if you're in that kind of genre, what Kyle think is mumble rap, keep doing you. You know, if that's your art, it is what it is.
Hey, we're not trying to cater to people, are we? Everybody,
you know,
we all have our own.
Music is an art. You know, dance is an art. Is there such thing as dumb art? Is there such thing as like abstract dance? Like, it's all subjective. You know.
Yes.
Mumble rap's
Simple answer. Is there such thing as dumb art? I could say yeah.
Again, subjective. What you might think is dumb is going to be someone else's gold. I'm just catering to make sure. I just want to make sure that this isn't all one-sided. You know, some of this mumble rap and some of these new school rappers are fun to listen to once you get a feel for it. But who am I to say?
Yeah, it's fun to listen to you. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
cool.
I think we could still have a stance on. Anyway, yeah, we're. I don't think we're.
Do I think TikTok dancing stupid? No, I don't. I think TikTok dancing it's good because like you think about for the people that want to engage in some kind of dance and don't really have the coordination with, because a lot of TikTok dances is all up here. This is all you see.
Yeah, it's because it's vertical. It's not a lot of movements because it's such a small space. It's this move all the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think it's nice that other people can engage in a form of dance, even if the coordination with the feet isn't quite there, or, you know, if they feel they don't have quite the ability to jump into full-out choreography that we're used to seeing in, like, dance studios or what you would see on, like, your typical dance classes that, like, the Underground or Steezy or whatever. Like, it's another outlet for people, and I think it's a good thing, because also with TikTok, all these... You know, people might not call them dances because they're easy or like they're a little simplified, but like it is a way for things to go viral.
It is.
They're still moving to rhythm. So things like the Renegade blew up way too big. Like things like
I don't know what that is.
I can't even think of moves.
What's the Renegade?
The Renegade thing. Shoot, I don't even know the dance.
Like that, cause I'm a renegade.
No.
One of the best rap songs
what's
ever.
on my mind.
No, There was a newer version by K Camp, and it was all right. It was just the dance blew up because of a few TikTok dancers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Culture that I mentioned. Yeah, that is definitely.
I
a
mean,
branch
yeah,
of
you could
dance.
see like the whatever Charlie does. What's her last name? Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah, whatever she does now, it's like whatever she touches turns to gold. So whatever she creates is this wave but people want to do it to be part of the wave for the recognition. Is it really for self-expression anymore? I remember I was all about, oh yeah, it's a way for me to express. Freestyle was a big part of like the dance thing for me, or my dance exposure. But I know it's different for everybody. Some people.
No, I remember being taught, or like you would all. I don't know if it was you or if there was somebody else that mentioned before, but the whole dance to express and not to impress has always stuck to me. And you know what? If people want to jump onto TikTok and like do that kind of stuff, where this is their like chance to learn and kind of like maybe they want to make up their own dances, like I think it's good that that exists because it fosters growth. It fosters evolution. Sometimes it might evolve or devolve to something that may not be ideal to us older people, but there's a direction. Direction's
This
always
gets
good.
them engaged.
But
I
is it the
guess-
right
I guess it'd be the
direction?
same as like, us learning the Usher videos. It's just we're not posting it for everyone to see. It's just it's a way for them to build or start doing something, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's unfair to judge someone's post and label it something because it's all coming from whatever personal motive that they might have had. Some people might do it to impress. Some people might do it to express. The whole like dance like nobody's watching thing never made sense to me because it never made sense to me. Do you know what I mean? You guys heard that before, right? Dance like
I've
nobody's
heard that
watching.
before,
Mhm.
and for
Makes
me,
sense to me.
it never applied because I'd always danced like
For
like
an
that.
audience.
Like there was never.
Oh.
Well, it wouldn't be for an audience. It would be just dancing because I
You would
felt
just
like
dance
this is how
the
I want to
same-
move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if it was choreography, obviously I'm gonna stick to the pattern, stick to the routine. But like if I'm in a circle or if I'm off on my own doing my own thing, whether someone's watching, whether somebody's not, if my body feels like moving this way in a
Right.
song or at a certain time, it's gonna
Right.
happen. Whether
Yeah.
someone's watching or not, that's just the bonus. Like if somebody's watching, then I'll incorporate it. Be like, hey girl, I'm just kidding. No.
I think, well, yeah, the phrase is supposed to cater to people who are insecure in front of others, moving in front of others, maybe for those people without rhythm. The sentiment, I guess, is to say that dance is for expression, not for show. But I've always felt that, like, it should be good enough for show. Like, I don't know if that's a technical thing or...
That's elitist mentality.
Nah,
That's
I
right.
never felt that for sure.
Right! You're cut!
No. You're there to provide a show. You're there to entertain. Like that's the sign of a performer.
Yeah, dance is a performative art, though.
Yeah.
Is it not? Like,
Yeah,
it has
Not
to be
all the
watched.
time.
Not
and
all the time,
No.
but
Well, no,
yeah.
but what does art needs to be observed, doesn't it? To be art.
I don't think so. Because if you're like
No.
an artist who sketches or paints or like sculpts,
That's a
you
visual
do
art.
that stuff. But yeah, it's visual art, but it doesn't mean you're doing it for other people to see. I mean, all those artists out there have workshops of all these unseen items,
Uh-huh.
but they do it just because they want to. So I would put dance in the same kind of space.
I have a
danced-
lot of freestyles recorded, but they're deep in a hard drive somewhere.
Yeah.
I have not recorded
so you're
a lot
saying
of my
art-
freestyles, all of
Yeah.
my freestyles, but I have danced way more by myself than
It's interesting.
for or with people.
Like,
Because sometimes I would want to express myself through dance by myself, and I have done that a lot, especially in university when I can have access to a studio by myself, or just a place. That's yeah, like it's for people. Sometimes dance is more than just dance to people, and so for me it definitely was. Like it literally was an outlet, and if I didn't,
so is that more or something else? Is it because you just said it's more to some people, more than what?
More than the performance.
Okay, so
More
that means the
than
basis is
something-
still there, though, that it's a performance, that it has to
No,
be
it's-
watched, observed.
No, I'm literally saying it's more than the performance. It's something else.
It's
So-
not a performance.
It's not a performance.
There. Okay, good.
Semantics.
Because I mean, that's how I define. I just never looked at art that way before, where it's the creation. You're saying art is the creation, the creativity
It's
part.
the
That's the art.
expression.
It's just expression. It's me getting feelings out through movement, and I don't remember what I did. And
Or
then it'll be
drawing
the
or
next
writing
day,
or-
I don't
yeah.
remember, but it felt good, and I needed to move certain ways. And I wanted to move this way and get these feelings out that night, and it was great.
And when you did you define it as I am participating in art? I just never.
I don't know. To me, honestly, it was just I need to move. I want to just let this out through dance because it just feels better than just punching a wall or something or go working out. Like it just feels better.
Something else. Okay, but is it because it involved like a musical element, or was it even absent of music?
You're diving deep into
Yeah,
details that are
a lot of times no, there was no music. No, a lot of
Okay.
times it wasn't.
Okay. No, I just, it's interesting to me. I just never considered correction freestyle to express then. Freestyle to express then. Freestyle. Okay.
thinking about how dance is on Instagram and TikTok and a lot of social media these days. It's like it's weird. I think TikTok is the way it is because it's so easy to make a video and it's so flooded with so many videos of the same thing that it kind of devalues what they're doing anymore. You think about like when music videos came out, we would like put that not say on a pedestal, but we had so much more appreciation for it because it didn't come out as often. Now that you see it so frequently in the same format in TikTok, it's kind of like a lot of these dance moves are all the same thing, and that I can see
the
why
recycling,
things like
yeah.
it's more so the whole conversation of quantity versus quality.
Yeah.
A lot of other conversations about old school rap versus new school rap and what they're doing these days is people are able to churn out beats, raps, and songs, tracks, or whatever, so frequently that they're just hoping to hit to have a banger, right? Whereas back in the day, you would hope for that one EP or one album to come out, and then there was bound to be a hit on one of them because one of them is going to vibe with people. Nowadays, because people can churn out so many different tracks that sound similar, it's kind of like there isn't anything to blow people away. I feel like with anything, especially with dance now, it's hard to find a really standout piece or a standout like choreography because the scene feels kind of flooded, but that's just me, right? When I linked you guys the whole dance first and the music comes after, like that was so unique that that kind of like takes my, like it still blows my mind. But now when I watch a lot of these like dance competitions or like up to like 2019, a lot of them just felt they're either in this one category or this category. And it's kind of like they all look the same to an extent. I know you talked about this earlier. It's like, is all the dances looking the same? In a sense, somewhat. But you can definitely still pick out styles. But nothing really blows me away. Like back in the day, like 2006, 2007, 2008, there's always like standout choreography. Or we always look back to the feelings that Shot and Evaristo brought us because that was also just so far next level of what was existing. You don't have that so far next level of what's existing now. I think people were blown away by Kinjas recently. I can't think of any more though. Like,
Yeah,
but
you
that's
have
just me.
these,
I don't have the exposure.
you have these breakout, and that's why we know them, because they stand above the masses, right? Like they're distinguishable, where you see it and you're like, yeah, that's quick style, or yeah, that's Kinjas, or that's Gen 2, or Missy, or like that, different flavors based on music or like region. But even the new up and comers, you can tell too, like their principal choreographers are the ones who's making names for themselves. They're the ones who stand out. It's not just another crew loading a video of something that resembles something that we've seen before. It's the innovation isn't quite the same. It's not the same. Mike said, as an outlet, dance sounds like it's similar to writing in a journal or drawing in a sketchbook, and I agree. Like that self-expression part, right? If you're, yeah, even writing poems or writing
a lot
music.
of people go to whatever they choose. Like my cousin with visual arts, like she puts her emotions on paper, and that's pretty awesome. So I can't do that. It would just be like a square, but not even a square. But I chose dance, especially because in university that's when crump got big, and so that's why I went into crump, because it's like an angry dance. And then ... I ended up with a tear in my retina, and I'm like, okay, maybe not so much crump. Because
too hard.
The optometrist was like, did you get in a car accident recently? I was like, no. Do you? Because like, you don't really see these tears if you have like almost like whiplash. And I'm just like,
I heard you get it.
Oh.
You get it through like boxing and like contact sports like that. That's what I heard. Like football and the helmet hitting your head.
Anything where your head moves really fast, like a impact. And so I was like, and I'm thinking while I'm talking to this optometrist, I'm like, fucking crump is tearing holes in my retina. And then after that, I was like, okay, no more like angry head movements. So I focused more on the chest and the arms, the chest, arms, and stomps, and I stayed away from the head. But the head whips or whatever they're called, those are really fun. But
And Mike goes to say the purpose is more personal versus performance or showing something to other people. Day says another type of viral social media thing. He was talking about the TikTok stuff, and he says for him it was downhill ever since cooking moves came out. What does that mean?
Simple. That was almost like the start of, if someone
was that what inspired it?
Cooking moves now on TikTok, it would be like, it'd just be huge because the moves are so simple and funny,
Right.
Like any of
but
those,
isn't that like the push cart, shopping cart,
shopping, check the
or
label.
like the swimming move, or this thing? Right?
That's for the people with no rhythm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I will say is that we are basically elitists because we know different styles. Like when I watch that dancing show with Neo as the judge. Oh God, what is it again? America's Best
World of Dance
or something?
World of Dance.
World of Dance.
Yeah.
And like I would say, oh, that's a really like West Coast Bay Area style, and then you find out that they're like they come from GRV or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, I knew it. And then, but my parents watching, they don't know any of that.
Yeah.
So there's stuff that we know, but if you think about the general public, they don't look at they're not subscribed to Kinja's dojo, and like they haven't seen the Evaristo stuff. They haven't.
That's true.
All they see is most likely TikTok, because it's just so widespread. So it's if we want to talk about dance today, right? Like, as elitists, we look at the pros and their influences and who they're influencing now. But when you look at dancing, who's looking at the majority of dancing as a whole? It's the TikTok people, which is why everyone's flooding the TikTok, because they get all the views and they get all the revenue. Like that TikTok girl probably makes as much as the entire Kinja's crew together.
Yeah.
Or
probably
more. Maybe 3 times as much as them. All of them. And it's sad, but that is the life that we live in now. It's like you need you need to reach a lot of people. Therefore, you make it simple, you make it funny, and you make it accessible to celebrities. And then boom, you have this crazy recipe for simple. So everything is simple, right? So I would say we are purists. Maybe not elitists. We are purists in terms of dancers. So,
I mean, I don't mind it. I like watching some of them. So
yeah, I'm not saying
Okay.
I'm not saying I wouldn't mind looking at them. It's just we are the way we're talking in this conversation. We are purists.
We just view it
We want a higher level,
on a
like
different level.
like
Yeah, the
I wish
We're at-
everyone in the world looked at Kinjas. I wish everyone that looked at these TikTok videos looked at Kinjas and appreciated them, and they got the love, because to me, they are way better dancers, and they earn that money, but they're not gonna get it.
okay, here's the thing, and Dede did say that here when it's like freestyle to express. Because if you're doing choreo, which is just copying, is that art?
yeah, you're engaging in someone else's vision and helping them portray their vision. You're part of
So
a team.
if you were to trace a photo of someone, like if someone drew something and you traced it, is that art?
Well, that's different, right? Because it's not a. You could have collaborations of visual arts. You can think of dancing as just a very collaborative process of dancers and a choreographer.
Like
Yeah, if you copy someone's painting and then try to sell it, that's just illegal. That's not art.
Isn't there like companies that do that though? Like they hire a bunch of artists, they have this one piece that's very highly coveted or demanded, and they have a bunch of people that just like replicate it and sell it.
I would believe that because, like, for instance, my cousin again, she's really good. But if she posts something on Instagram and doesn't claim it like legally as hers, then it's, you know, it's either Instagram's own or Facebook's own, and these companies that you just mentioned can come and take her art, replicate it, and
well,
sell
yeah,
it. But that is illegal.
As soon as she posts
is
it on,
not-
no, she surrenders that as soon as she posts it on Instagram.
Exactly.
It's in the
that-
terms,
I mean,
yeah.
that's why we tell her, like, don't do that. But you can take, like, or you make your own watermark or something. But people can remove watermarks now. So it's like it's very risky. But you want to get yourself out there. But if you're an artist, how do you get people to look at your art if you can't post the art? It's very hard actually.
Dede
No,
says
no,
covering
no.
a song is an art too. Yes, if the way you're covering it, somehow your twist or your take on it is you're trying to make it some kind of personal.
Be right back. I'll fix
Yeah.
that for a bit.
Hey, and we're back. Here we go, guys. Here, I'm just
No, it's hard because then, like, for example, if you're talking about like when I played the piano, I would still consider me playing art, but I've never. Actually, I lied. I've made like one song, but it's like everything else that I play are already, you know.
yeah, it's written, it's
straight
composed,
copy.
it's
written,
yeah.
it's composed. The beats are there. That's exactly how you do it. I do it exactly the same. I don't put anything different, but no, it's still art. I guess
agree.
It's just
But you are not maybe the word creating, but at that moment you are creating sound that is music. So sure, it's written, sure it's already been composed and all of that together, but at that very moment your activity is creating sound. So I mean that is it's a momentary thing, an instant thing that's happening at that time.
But then could you say that the same for drawing? Because it's like, I would, okay, maybe not trace, but I would look and recreate.
If you were to look at a drawing and then draw it here, or like a model and you draw it, taking a model and taking a photo of it, like, yeah, I guess there's because tracing is the thing that I think is not any other form of, even if you're copying it, because it's reproduction. Like, if I'm taking a photo of something that exists in the world, why is that art? Like, it exists. I'm just taking a picture of it from a certain angle or whatever, right? Yeah, there's something personal about. Yeah, that's the thing too. Even if you're banging on the keys or whatever, but the way you bang the keys, you know, you can change volume and like strike and like
speed.
Your own expression can happen in the music, even if it's written already. It's going to be different from the original, right? Because you have your own take on it, like doing a cover of the song.
Your own rendition.
Taking a visual copy of something and then drawing it freehand is similar, because it's not verbatim, right?
Yep. Your process would be different from the person that originally made it.
So with TikTok and the viral dancing, or basically just, it doesn't feel like it's expressive. Is it?
No.
Maybe it is. It could be. Maybe some of these people they like to watch it and be like, that inspires me to take part in this wave, this viral wave, to express myself also on TikTok. I don't know, man.
In all honesty, I honestly believe that this whole TikTok wave and people TikTok dancing is good for the dance community, because it gets people curious about, like, oh, if I can handle this, what more can I handle?
Take a class. Yeah, it's possible.
I think it would encourage. I think there are chances of it encouraging more people to get involved with the dance scene. Because I remember when ABDC blew up, more people started to join UW hip hop. Like the scene was huge. There was a bigger dance scene in Toronto. There's more competitions popping up. And then even now with TikTok blowing up, hell yeah, there's going to be more and more like crews wanting more people, or people wanting to join more crews. They see people like Taylor Hatala. They see people like Charlie D'Amelio, who's obviously trained in other genres. Jordan Jones,
they're actually all these dancers.
Yeah. I feel like it's good inspiration and kind of good motivator for other kids to try out more of the art or dive deeper into it.
Is lip syncing the TikTok lip sync musically? Is that art?
I mean, you can consider it. Depends how you define art, right?
Well,
it's content.
Acting
is
art.
Content. It's
acting
part of
is art.
Acting.
So
miming. It's a form of mime.
Yeah.
Because you can still be expressive, through your emotions.
When was the last time you guys expressed through dance?
When was the last video I shot? Last video I shot, I would put it on Instagram, so that would be the last time I danced.
Believe it or not, I dance every day. But I don't
Not.
dance for like a lot. Yeah, I dance like maybe 5 minutes, if even, like before I shower or something, right? Like sometimes I try some moves that I used to do, and I'm like, okay, I still got it. I can still kind of do stuff.
Day just said he's never expressed through dance.
Choreography was
with us.
Yeah.
Okay, but Dan, do you ever hear a song? I've seen you do it, where you just kind of like groove a little bit, and you
like that's
right.
That's different.
Is that not dancing? That's expressed.
I'll listen to I have a playlist.
Dan's a freak. If he hears the song that he did choreo to, he'll just do the choreo.
Yeah.
And if he's not actually moving, he's doing it in his head. I've seen this.
I just
And he does the moves, but like really mini. Yeah, like that. It's like, yeah. I'm like, how the F do you remember?
Okay, so you dance every day. That's cool, because I never thought about that. Where sometimes, if YouTube something comes up or whatever, and then I just start grooving, it's just a very minimal level of energy expended, but it's also expression too.
Oh, I go hard when I'm at the wheel. When a new song that I've never heard of before hits me, I'll be in the car just like, Millie Rock. That's what happens when I'm driving.
To that old lady I hit last week, I'm sorry.
Not recommended.
By the time I get home, the song's over. It's good. We're fine. I'm still here.
Okay, one thing, I know this is kind of like a brack track, but when we said mumble rap again, I think the critique is the level of lyricism in the words chosen and like in the lyrics and the level of technicality in the lyrics. But music wise, the music's good. Like the beat, like this 808 beat, whatever, a heavy down, something that's kind of like that gets you moving is what carries the music. It's not the lyrics anymore. Whereas a lot of rappers, pure rappers, focus more on how strong the lyrics is, and then you kind of match it with something that's up to par beat wise, right? Like some songs are really good lyrics wise, maybe the beat doesn't do it justice. But lately, because everyone's got really good subwoofers now, like
I would rather hear the beat without the mumble rapping them. Just put
yeah,
like
I
like
agree.
I like the music, but they come out as rappers, and me, I do lean towards the lyricists, the Eminems and the Hobsons and the freaking Joyner Lucases out there. So like,
Yeah.
obviously, if you come out and you're not even saying words, I detest it. So, give me the same song without any words, or noises, I should say, because they're not words. Just give me only the beat, and I'll be happy.
In that case, we should be really praising a lot of these producers because there's a lot of
Yeah.
awesome new like producers that have turned out like
Yeah.
sick tracks.
agree.
One thing that comes to mind. Do you guys know what is it called? Is it Rich Gang? Rich Gang Lifestyle? Look that up. I'll link it later. Lifestyle. Oh, such a good vibe, but who knows what Young Thug is saying?
Oh,
Yellow.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like lifestyle, you can hear in the song, right? Like lifestyle, lifestyle. It does sound really good, but maybe it's just. But what difference is that to scatting? Let's give it a bat.
Yeah, I'm down.
There has the definition of rapping.
Maybe mumble rap is scatting. Okay, rapping is a musical. Hold on. Rapping is a musical form of vocal delivery that incorporates rhyme, rhythmic speech, and street vernacular, which is performed for chanted in a variety of ways, usually over
I
back
have
beat
seen
music.
that lifestyle song. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
When you're down in A Town, then the verbal vernacular out there is
That's not
quite
true.
different.
You're saying mumble rap doesn't have content, flow, or delivery. It does.
It does.
It's triplets. That is a musical, like, what's it?
Well, you could argue it
Property.
has Snoop because as Snoop, when Snoop was making fun of it,
Yeah.
and
And it still sounded good. when he did it.
It still sounded better than actual rap. You can deliver that and have a flow, but content to me is the one where you actually can't, because if you don't make words, how can you have content? So
But scatting is not words either, and that is like a difficult skill to do, and it's
That's why
also
it's called scatting, not rapping.
it's not rapping, it's scatting.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
oh right, they
never
consider
thought-
themselves rappers. What should they be? What should we call them? Like
Scatters?
vocalists,
Mumblists.
mumblists. I'm a mumbler. Mumblers unite. Just a repeat of similar over and over and over. Okay. All right.
I'll be honest. I have not heard a lot of mumble rap songs, but I have heard Versace.
Oh,
Like,
that one does make me mad.
Not- like he literally just says Versace
Versace makes me
about
mad.
1,000 times, and I couldn't believe. I still can't believe that he got rich and famous off that. Like
It's his brand. It's not his music. It's what he stands for.
what he
it's
stands.
yeah, like the, people follow these people not for their lyrics. it's their it's like, oh, I want to be like that. I want to live that kind of life. And then if this kind of music is associated with that kind of life, it's like the mob mentality. It's not quite art appreciation, I don't think. At least that's what I perceive that following as. It's similar to why certain people on TikTok or Instagram or influencers are a big thing now. It's not about their expression or their content of art. It's a desire to be that. It's
I mean, yes. Like I'm thinking back to the video you linked earlier with the girl making fun of Instagram models. Like,
Yes.
they are, they're good for them. If they got it, flaunt it. They are their own product. They are their own brand, and they are making money and all these sponsorship deals and all this stuff. And it's
not
awesome.
art. It's not art,
good
right?
good for
Or
them.
is it art? I don't know.
They would argue that it's art. Personally, I do not find it's art. In my opinion, it's not. It's like they're doing this thing, posing with a certain product because they got a deal with this type of bra, and they're just showing it off, hashtag bra, and then they have a deal around it. That's not art to me.
I mean, I agree, but whoever's taking the photo, the composition, the aesthetic appeal, that part is art because it looks good.
Yeah. So
The model is
if you call the photographer and the editor the artist, sure.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Because they are often the ones that really do the art, the magic.
but give it the aesthetic appeal. Because you take a crappy photo of the same pose, same model, same clothing, it's gonna look like crap.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing I do like about the age we live in is, like, there are cool things that have come from things like TikTok and Instagram. Like, it's given people other avenues to be successful. There isn't just one way to go about things, and I think
YouTube did that too.
In any case, like, no matter what somebody's successful in, there's always going to be the type of people that would be like, "That's
Exploit?
not art. What you're doing isn't right."
Oh,
There's always going to be, not to say haters, but there's always going to be people like, "I can't believe they're getting away with that." Like, whenever we talk about mumble rap,
I don't think
it's hard.
I don't think they're getting away with it. Mumble rappers, I don't think they're cheating the system. I don't think they're exploiting anything. I do think they've figured out a way where they could make something profitable, and they're doing it. To them, if they feel like they're expressing, then they're expressing. So I do still see art element. See, that's the thing. I'm redefining art today because of the way you guys have described it. To me, art has always been you need an observer.
Performative.
Like visual art, it needs to be seen. Lyrical music needs to be heard, and like dancing or whatever, acting. These are all things that need to be observed, I think, to be appreciated. So that now to call any kind of self-expression as art is really new to me, and I can't quite grasp it yet.
It's kind of like the conversation of, if a tree falls down in the wood and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? If I go dance in the shower without anyone watching, did I actually dance?
Did you create art?
Yeah. Was I being artistic? Yeah, it's that.
No. So you definitely danced. See, if you dance in the shower and no one's watching, you still danced.
I felt like it was art.
Yeah, but are you observing your own art? Because you can observe it yourself too.
I felt it. Whether it's observed in the form of observance, then I created art in the shower, and I would consider that art.
There's an evaluative portion of that.
No, there isn't an evaluative portion. I don't evaluate it.
You are though. You may not be doing it critically, but you are still evaluating what you're doing. You're choosing things based on what you know. Like, it could be...
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like you are choosing something that...
Because it feels good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It matches something, maybe some rhythm in your head that you've created at the moment.
But the intent isn't to perform for myself. It's just because I feel like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't see that as an evaluation. I would still see that as an expression.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I don't equate expression with art. You guys are saying it is, though.
It can.
They're two different things to me.
It can be, yeah.
It can be.
Yes. If there is a performative aspect to the expression.
The if part that you added is dependent on you. Like, that's not to say you, but that's dependent on the person. What you can consider art...
What makes an expression art? Why isn't it just an expression?
Why is it not just expression?
Yeah, why can't it just stand alone as an expression? Why does an expression
can.
automatically mean it's art?
Well,
It can-
is dance an art or not?
Dance is an art. Yes.
When I dance, even though it's not for anybody,
Isn't that
it's
not
not art
something-
all of a sudden?
I didn't say no, because you dance.
No, you just said like it's an expression when you're not. I don't know what you just said. It confused me. But
Yeah, you know what? We're getting real deep into like
I do this all the time though. This is my thing.
art versus expression, and it's kind of like
I'm gonna look
you-
it up. I'm gonna pull it
art
up.
can be expressive, and in some, you know what? You'll have the people that aren't expressing in their dancing, and just be like this.
yeah,
And that
just walk through the moves.
Could that still be considered art? Potentially. Like, it depends who's looking at it. Maybe for the
exactly,
person
it's
that's-
being observed.
It also depends on the form. If I'm doing this in the shower for myself without anyone watching me and I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing, it just happens to come out, and I look back and be like, or think back, it's just like, oh, was that art? Oh, it just danced. Yeah, I guess it was art. It's a dance.
So at the moment in time, you were expressing yourself, and I'm not gonna take that away. It's an expression. But
Yeah.
when you looked back at it, you're observing it. You're evaluating it.
But
That's when it becomes art. In my the way I've defined it, I suppose. Like that's what it makes sense to me.
That does
All right.
not make sense.
if it makes sense to you, I think of art as this huge, gigantic umbrella. Dance is there.
Yes.
Painting.
All right. Okay, guys.
I see
Okay.
it as just expression.
Art. Here we go. Ready? The expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form, such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. So that second part, I think, is what's the word? Like conditional. It's like it's pivotal for it to be art. If it's just an expression though, without that appreciation part, then that's an expression. But is it art?
Why not?
I don't agree with FJ's definition of art.
Oh,
That's cool.
Hey, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this?
Okay.
Oh, wine tasting is an art. Or how about this?
Why is wine tasting art?
Charcuterie is an art. Or like
Yeah, charcuterie is an art.
Cooking
Charcuterie is an
eggs,
art.
That's an art.
Okay, why? Yes or no? Are you being sarcastic
know.
about it, or are you actually saying it is?
This is one of those like high time thoughts. I'm like, would I consider that an art? I mean, you just said it's the application of a skill.
With an intention of being appreciated, observed, and appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. That second part.
Well, how about this?
There's an evaluation involved.
So if I'm doing dancing by myself, and someone happened to be looking at me,
Yeah.
then it becomes art by your definition because someone looked at me.
If they
I'm not
perceive it, yeah,
dancing for
yeah. If they yeah.
So what I'm doing has not changed at all, but it's only art if someone looks at me.
Yep.
See, but
Okay.
then I know
That
you
is
pulled up
what
the
I-
definition.
That is
Yeah.
what I
But
can
that's
see.
only one
I can see what you
definition that
believe
they're
now.
looking at.
I just don't believe that.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I said, yeah, I know you pulled up the definition, but that's only one definition.
Yeah,
you're looking at.
we could
And
look
you
at different
scroll
ones.
down, and it says a skill at doing a specified thing, typically one acquired through practice.
A skill.
That's still
at
art
doing-
right there, but there's no element of performance or evaluation or appreciation, but it's still art.
The art of
Right?
conversation. A skill at doing a specified thing, typically one acquired through practice. So it's a skill. Is that an expression? Is a skill like is like a basketball? Well, yeah, shooting a basketball. Doing a layup could look artistic, I guess. Like the motion
yeah,
of it.
definitely.
Ski-
Michael
Figure
Jordan was an
skating.
artist.
Yeah, he was an artist in the air. Yeah, like yeah, a
Mixed
certain way-
martial
yeah.
arts.
Mixed martial
what's-
arts.
You know what's got me messed up right now? I feel like what we're talking about is we have expression,
Oh,
and then we have art, and there's a section in the middle that counts as both art
Okay.
and
Yeah.
expression.
I am a fan of Venn diagrams.
Oh,
Us being mathies, we're all fan of this.
That's how I'm seeing this now. Like, the more we talk about this, you could express yourself. Me in the shower dancing, sure, I'm expressing. I mean, to me, I'd like to think that's somewhere in the middle. But in some other person's point of view, if it's not with the intent for an observer, then it falls in this realm. Obviously, we know about this realm. Like, there's going to be art that's expressive. And then when we talk about, like, an art, like a skill taken so far to an extreme where it's so high level of a skill, that's where it comes into here. Or it's just an art.
Grandmaster sushi chef.
Yeah. Like, they've perfected the skill so far or mastered it to a point where to them it's an art because I don't know. How do you define a skill to be an art?
I feel like all art is expressed, but not all expressions are art.
All art is expressed?
Performances then.
Mhm.
That
No.
all performances aren't necessarily art or expressive, but
Sorry,
you
say
know
that
what I
again?
mean?
Say
I
that-
feel that you could just take that same comment of what you said and switch
Mhm.
performance for expression. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Okay,
you
so
said
all
forms of art are expression. Is that what you said? But not all expression. is
Let's get a
art.
third circle in here.
I was gonna say what FJ just described. If this is
a circle and a circle.
is it like that?
Yeah.
This is happening right now. My
No,
tutoring
no.
is coming
Wait.
in.
Did you mean green? Should those be?
I have it backwards.
Should it? Is that what I meant?
Not all.
I think this is all art is expressed, but not all expressions are art.
But the whole conversation of like charcuterie and wine.
Why is wine
I-
tasting? I've never heard of its wine tasting, but I get charcuterie. Charcuterie has a visual aspect to it.
Well, like a wine connoisseur, he can say there's
an
an
art.
art. There's an art to assessing a good wine or a bad wine.
Is that bullshit?
No, I definitely think that there's a skill to assessing the quality of wine.
Yeah, I think
That's
skill
what
is
I
a
thought.
great word. I think skill is a great word, but it's an art.
But that's what Dan's different definition had. A skill. An art would be a skill that you hone to a really high degree or something, right?
Dictionary.com, the quality of production, expression, or realm according to aesthetic principles of what is beautiful, appealing,
The
or
biggest
of
deep
more
dive.
than ordinary
Semantics, yeah.
significance. That's what I mean. Like, it depends on. Like, that had nothing to do with.
That has everything to do with being evaluated.
No,
Once
it
you
had
have it,
nothing to do with
when you
being
as soon as you
evaluated.
qualify something as beautiful, it's evaluated. You can't if you give it a description like the word beautiful automatically includes like evaluation. In my head.
Oh,
That's just
okay,
my
but
opinion. That's
evaluation
just my
isn't
opinion.
necessarily performance.
What was that? What did he say?
I'm out. That's
He's
what
like-
I meant. I've had enough of this.
Most important thing I wanted to say about that.
What?
No, nothing. Just will cut out. So.
And that's all he had to say about that. You didn't hear any of that?
And that is the most
Whoa.
important thing. I will not repeat myself. I think I've proven my point.
I rest my case. All right, wait. Mike's saying, I can see where FJ's definition of art can be generalized. His point is art is to be seen and appreciated and performed in a way. So when you include self as audience, then I see his definition. Yeah, that's what I said. When Warren is dancing in the shower, but he's just dancing at the moment and not even thinking about it. But if he thinks about it later and appreciates for what it was, then it's art. Then it becomes art.
All right, you can have that.
But I wouldn't consider him performing.
For himself?
I would consider, yeah, he was just expressing. I don't know. To each his own. I think
How
we
a
can
lot of our
agree to
conversations
disagree
come
here.
down.
I'm just I know I'm super particular. I've always been this way, but I think it helped me kind of narrow down again what I thought of art was, and I don't think it's changed, so that's cool. Day, next topic.
I honestly don't think
Day, where are you? Why aren't you in this talk? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's like a correct definition to what an art is. Again, there's gonna be a lot of people like wine connoisseurs. Nothing, we're not taking away from you. What you do, if you consider that an art, y'all keep doing you, because that's fine. Like, if that's your thing, that's your art. You keep.
Why is it a waste of time? Why is it a waste of time? I don't understand why you guys got to be so evaluative of this conversation. This is the art of conversation.
There you go. See, the art of the art of war, Ren.
Yeah, that was like actual example they put for that skill one, the art of conversation. And right now we are being evaluated on YouTube for anyone who's watching and appreciating this podcast. This is art. We're creating something.
One thing that's coming up.
If we got 0 views, it wouldn't be a shame.
But we could do self. We could self-evaluate and look back.
I will say I will probably go shoot a video later.
Hey, it sparked some motivation, inspiration.
There's a lot of like
that's what it
new
was.
bangers that I've heard, and just like, oh, I do want to hit those. They'd be fun. I think after this, I might even be inspired to go make some TikTok videos. I wouldn't do your typical dances. I definitely freestyle a few, but like
You'd make your own.
Yeah, just go freestyle like a 30-second thing and be good about it. Like it was cool when
Yes,
Mike
Mike.
was here when we were doing like weekly dance videos. Like that was fun.
Write in a journal, draw. Okay, sorry. Should we? Mike just wrote something, and now I want to ask him something. That's why you can write in a journal, draw in a sketchbook, dance, and freestyle. Write in a journal like a diary entry? Is that what you're saying?
It's a form of expression. It's not an art.
Well, writing in a diary like memories. Is that art?
How is it written? Is it written in a poem form or haiku?
Exactly. If it has
Man.
structure in a way.
If someone figures that their stuff is art, I'm not gonna hold them back from it.
Yeah, if they're gonna call it art, then it becomes one. As soon as it's evaluated, though. It's not without evaluation. Anyway.
Fair.
Anyway. Be right back. Now I can't unsee the stop it. It's just that it's constantly saying, stop it. Anyway. So, evolution of dance with social media. Overall, definitely it's evolved. It's changed. There's some parts where you could say the elitists from back in the day of the time we enjoyed dance, the appreciation for where it is now isn't there. But certain people have taken it even further. It's still growing. There's still new stuff you see. Like, for instance, the influence of social media on breakdancing. You know, the creation of a power move these days is rare because it's always based on what other people have done, and then they try to do it, and then you innovate by changing it up. Anyway.
Someone eventually just gonna do like stuff out of like Street Fighter, you know, like Guile's like helicopter kick, like he just goes upside down. That's gonna be the new dance move, where just like someone's able to do like 360, 720 upside down in the air.
Like,
doesn't Chun-Li have a move like that? Like she has a special like kick move where she's just a helicopter.
Yeah. Spinning star kick. Spinning star kick.
Star? Bird. Spinning.
I thought it was spinning star kick, right?
I was gonna say, I don't know, bird. Sounds like that when you say spinning bird kick, but I don't know what it is.
I think in a more general sense, a lot of the like social media is just giving dance another avenue for creation and sharing. I think the biggest thing with any kind of art is to be able to share it will inspire that much more growth. I mean, we've obviously had our opinions on is it really growth or is it degradation of the art? But regardless, it's still sharing of information, it's still sharing of creation and content. And I think that's something we lacked growing up where we couldn't really learn from anything because it was so limited.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about social media is it does allow a lot more
Exposure.
a lot more inspiration too. Like I'll see things and be like, you know what, I do want to get back into this. You know, I do want to build on this skill, or maybe this is something that I can do. It's a very like, if this person can do it, why can't I? Type of feeling that I think social media has been. I mean, that's the nice thing about social media. It does allow you to broaden your horizon and your mindset on what you think you can or can't do. I think in comparison to when I was growing up and I thought about, you know, what skills can I learn and develop, and if it's so hard to access information to do it, you know, why bother to try if I don't have that ample support. So that is the nice thing about social media days.
Choreography question. When you guys made dances, how much of it felt like, or did it ever, where it's like, you know, I saw this move, I like it, I want to do it here, versus this part of the song feels good, and the movement that I come up with that matches this song at this point is this movement? Like, what part of it felt like creation versus referencing?
I think for me that was just a matter of time, exposure, you know, working on my choreographing skill. You know, the beginning is always, you know, so much more reference than anything, than creativity. It wasn't until much later in my end of choreographing career that it felt like, oh yeah, like this is what I want to do. Like I would listen and just do what my body thinks would work. Whether or not that move could be referenced somewhere else, yeah, absolutely, probably. But I mean,
yeah, but if you've never seen it before, it's still creating, right?
Yeah, but I mean, there's always going to be a base to it, right? Like a base of like a body wave or a base of just footwork. But I think it was the creation portion near the end of my choreographing time for me that it was like, okay, I did it out of feel rather than I want to insert this move somewhere. Where would be the best place to put it within this, you know, this time frame? So that, yeah, I would say it just depended on where I was in those years of choreographing.
Or
choreographing. So I'd like to think 100% of it was feel, but the thing is with me, like I'd like to think I'm pretty like well in tune with some of the fads and some of the things going on in dance these days. Like throwing in the whoa when I was still choreographing at the studio, throwing in things like the Dougie just felt natural because I would do it so often that it just felt natural. Then everything I put into choreo was, does this feel good right now? Am I in position just yeah? Like it was mostly feel. If there was ever references to a certain dance move, it's because at that time it just felt natural.
see, that's why I thought when first time someone mentioned the word vocabulary to me in dance, in the world realm of dance, I thought it was genius because it's like the more words you expose yourself to, and then you're in the creative process, the more you have to work with, like writing a poem or whatever it is, writing a song, writing music. If you've chord progressions that you know about or like melodies that you know about, you can play with music in a way that you might not have considered music before. But when I created back then, like my choreo back then when I started was all about like what haven't I seen before, and if I hadn't seen it before, what can I force my body to do at this part of the song? And it never felt in the beginning, the first, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 runs, it never felt natural. until I got used to it. I was like creating words, maybe creating vocabulary. You guys ever do that?
In
Like
a
I said, for
sense.
me, I think in the beginning it was more like that. I think because the more I watch performances and just expose myself to what I liked, I realized the choreographies that I liked the most were ones where it felt like the song was made for the dance and not the other way around. Like the way they portrayed their moves, it fits so well that it's like, oh my gosh, it's like the music production was done specifically to fit the move, like the other way. And that's like when I was doing, you know, my latest choreos. That's what I tried to think of is how can I express the music in a different way where it looks like it was tailored towards what I'm trying to express and not the other way. So
That's cool. I never thought about
that was
way.
what I thought about. Because then when I was doing it and choosing specific things to accentuate, then it really felt like people were hearing the song differently. Like that's the kind of choreo that I appreciated the most. Is I know I heard the song 20, however many times, but when I see it dance, it's like, oh, I never noticed that part of the music.
Musicality.
It's only because of this dance.
Yeah.
So that was always my kind of approach to it.
That's happened not very often when you're like watching something on YouTube and you're like, whoa, my appreciation for this song has just like doubled or tripled or whatever, or even just started to exist. Like I hated the song before, and then you see it and like, oh geez, the level of detail, the things they catch. Yeah, for sure.
I think Dan was the first one to me that showed me that. Like, I guess you learned it from, I think, Evaristo.
Evaristo has very much that.
How you would break it down and be like, yeah, sometimes I like to go to the lyrics, and sometimes I like to go to the hi-hats, and sometimes like you choreograph to the bass. And then I would experience what you said. So I'd go to the song and I'd be like, you teach the choreo, and then we'd hear the song and we try to match what you just taught us to the song. And I'd just be, I'd have those moments like, I never heard that. I never heard the tiki 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 or the whatever, the different. Because generally it's one or the other, right? It would be the in-betweens that I never hear. I'd hear the bass lines and I'd hear the lyrics, but the in-betweens that you use sometimes, I would never hear.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, my approach in the beginning, I didn't know that was the thing.
Not many people
came later.
Bro.
Huh?
Not many people did in our age. Like,
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't have a basis, I guess. But no, that's awesome. Like I do remember witnessing pieces where that happened, and yeah, I think that 08 crew that where I saw Dan's 08 was like the shock factor. And then what's that? Is that a move?
Next level shit. Next level thing.
Yeah. I watched him like, what? I'm like, I never remember moving like this before. And then when I saw 09 too.
Literally on another level.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What was 09? Was that me and Dede?
You and Dede, yeah. I saw that
I take
too.
it back. I meant 2K10. 2K10. I think Mike's choreo, another level.
Mike's choreo? Is that Sparta?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's Sparta, yeah?
Sparta.
Well, yeah, everything after 08, basically. Everything 08 and after was just like, Waterloo is on a different level now. Like, what?
Yeah. But it's funny because Mac always had such a different style. More of like, let's get the crowd hype style. But remember that? Sometimes you get these judges that's kind of lean towards that audience appeal and like hype over technicality. I remember just thinking that sometimes. I'd be like, yeah, you know, y'all didn't deserve third or whatever. And I was like, that's garbage. I remember thinking that a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah. We were all waiting for what Day-Day's typing.
I'm not.
So hurry up, Day-Day, come on. I'm just kidding.
We're so curious.
Dot. It works.
Have y'all watched any UW hip hop stuff or Ouch stuff since?
Since when? Before COVID?
No, since we all graduated.
No,
Since
I think-
Nathan, 2014? Probably
little
not.
Like, I don't even know if they still have Ouch.
Nathan
going
era was still good. Like I tried to keep up with Nathan stuff. And that
Apparently,
era,
there's 2 ouches a year now. Not that there's called ouch. One's called something else. Like it's a different part of the year. It's like probably winter.
Wasn't
term.
there a such or something like that at some
I think
point?
it's Ascension, isn't it, or something?
Oh, no idea.
No.
I still remember watching Dan make a
Good day.
choreography.
I still have that video.
Why you do this to us? What do you mean? What, like, because it was hard?
When I was choreoing to the Janet piece, he was there while I was trying to do it, and then he was taking a video, and it's like, you know, he gave the Day-Day face. He'll like pan it to me, and then he turns it to him, and he's like,
It's like that stank face.
it's like, why?
It's a good stank face. It was sick, man. It was like, yeah, musicality was a thing I learned way later, and it was too late. I was like done. I was retired.
I low-key hated it when Dan would teach a class because it was the hardest to learn. Like my freestyles, basically, when I want to move the way I want to move, it's never like Dan. Like I'm more like bigger movement with some ISOs, with like some weird like big, you know. I don't know. I never move like Dan. So when I learn a Dan piece of choreography, it's always weird to learn it. So I have to learn it. It takes me forever, and then I have to like. I don't have to, but I generally just try to do it like how I would. Like I Kylify it by the end of the class.
Nothing wrong.
I think I took one of your vibe classes, right, Dan? I think that was my very first class with you, and then I wouldn't learn from you again until Mike's basement. Like piece-wise, like you know, because
Oh,
I
yeah, when
graduated,
we
right?
did.
So I never actually took your class.
That was. I think we talked about that when I did the Pilo one.
Yeah,
That was, you were saying like, yeah, this is like the first time I'm learning from Dan.
I feel like you did a vibe one that I went to though. I
Oh,
forgot
maybe.
about it, but I think I did one. But yeah.
Don't worry, Dede. I think I'm with you. You weren't supposed to learn everyone else's transition. You're good with just your own. Because when it's a complicated transition, you really should be only paying attention to you and the people around you that you have to move around.
Oh, and that was the other thing about
Dan
Dan.
did that as well. Yeah.
Oh my
transition.
gosh, I had so much fun. I wish I learned earlier that the transitions and
Yeah.
and just like the framing is just its own
Level of art.
art thing. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck,
Oh my
I wish I
gosh.
knew that shit. Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, like
They
if
do different
you
things.
look back at the Ouch 2K5 performance, I mean, we won, but
It was so basic.
it was so like shitty. It was so shitty compared to.
I wouldn't call it shitty. It was just basic.
Okay, I'm being a bit. What's the word? But like,
But everything was based on symmetry. It was like
Basic,
there was no variation. It was just like, how can we make this look like a different pyramid? It's like,
I mean, for its time, like everything in its own time, in its own realm. I think everything that comes out is what it is. It's like obviously things change over time. I think what you guys
like,
had
I'm
for
not-
2K5
I'm not
was
saying, like,
amazing.
like doing it, it was still awesome, and we still
Yeah.
fucking won, which was
Hell yeah.
amazing. But
Yeah.
when you compare it, I don't even like looking back at it.
Oh, really? I can't even compare because like it's still good in
My
its own
head
right.
has an awesome memory. I don't want to look back at it and be like, man, this is
this is
low-key."
garbage. It's like, what? This one? What the fuck?
That is why I don't watch any of my previous choreo stuff because I hate most of the stuff I did. There's only few songs that I actually liked the choreo that I did, and a lot of them are just recent.
Don't say that.
I can't read that one out loud.
No.
But yeah, I wonder where it's gonna be in like 5-10 years from now. You know? What? Because again, that Gravy Babies one with all the different. You know, now they're even tailoring. They're mixing music and they're tailoring it. You're right, Dan. I think. Well, they probably choreoed it after the mix was made, or maybe not.
Maybe not.
They have an idea of how they want the mix to go with vision of the transitions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that's what they do on these shows too. They have this perfectly edited song.
Well, I mean, you still have to choreo after the music. I'm pretty sure you always have to choreo after the music, but it's so sick. It's just so good. Oh man, the transitions and the movement, like shifting of like call answers. Oh, so good. I never knew call answer then. It's like you could do choreo mirrored. You could just variate by like this person goes left and this person goes. You could do that. It's like, choreo doesn't all have to be the same. What?
I mean, I was never a choreographer, but I got to live through it. I got to learn through the different things. I'm honestly glad I wasn't part of it, although I'm slightly jealous. But it was very complicated, and I would have probably fucked up the competition. So I'm glad I wasn't part of the team.
Nah.
It looked so complicated. I'm glad I got to just observe it and enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, you see it happening now too, like with any creator or any choreographer too. Like, I'm not to just call them out, but like with elitists like Kinjas too. You know, you see the same choreographers now because they're such a namesake and like they're so popular that you can now know when they're repeating stuff too, or it feels a little recycled. Like they're all wearing masks, but you know who it is because it's like, oh yeah, this person's and this. Like,
or at least who made the piece that they're doing at the time.
Like the innovation is harder because we're exposed to just so much more and we've seen so much more. So it's like, how do you differentiate these days?
I think
it's gotta be something
good.
crazy. Keone's so good at always doing that. But sorry,
I was just gonna say that these top of the like food chain guys, I think it's good that they have their own style and signature. Not to say that they do these same moves, but they have a style, and I like that. I like how they have this unique set of vocab, right? Because did you see that one video where like 3 Kinjas guys do the same song, but they do their own choreo to the same piece of music? Yeah. That was so cool. That was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I like that. I really like that.
That was cool. I like that series. That whole is that Steezy too? No. What is that?
Would be
Steezy.
It's Steezy.
Steezy does that a lot, where they have
three choreographers, one song.
They all
watch
each other.
And it's funny because the choreographers know each other's style. They're like, oh yeah, he's gonna like be like this big movement and this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, that is how they are.
But then, even though they're all like slightly predictable, they still come out with.
They were still like what?
And they're like,
what?
Dog, no sick, you know, because at the end, like true art is that like they really don't do the same thing over and over. They really have, you know, this control over their body to express themselves a certain way, but keep doing it differently. Which is why, like, I aspire to be more like that. Which is why I could never choreograph, because I never wanted to do the same thing twice.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, I think.
I really wanted to have at least one piece of choreography in my career.
There's still time.
There is still time.
No, it's
When
not. No, I mean,
COVID
I mean in UW, like to have the students like do something that I made. I did aspire to that, but every time I tried, I couldn't. It sucked.
I think one of the hardest parts is deciding and sticking with it. That's why it's hard. You have to like, this is going here, and I'm not going to change it. That decision process is hard because it's like, I could do it better though. I could do something better though. I can make something better here. It's like, anyway, at least that's what the challenge was for me. It's like, is this move good here? Oh, but this move could be better. This could look better. This could look harder or whatever. It wasn't the musicality thing that it became, that choreo became. I didn't know that yet, but that was my hurdle. Until
I almost
vibe.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I almost feel bad for when I choreographed because it was whatever I felt was good and I didn't really care what anyone else thought. Like
But
all my
yeah,
stuff.
that's why you're the choreographer,
All my
though.
stuff. No. All my stuff felt simple, and I'm like, let's just go.
I know.
All your stuff? No.
Not at all, bro.
I don't know.
Actually, a lot of the pieces back then after, I don't know who made what. So, I mean, I could tell styles, but I mean, you know, it was all a collab, right? Wasn't it? Did you guys have like, this is your song, this is your song? Did you do that? Or like, did you collab and make it together?
If you're talking about Ouch, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if you're talking about a Steezy series, that new thing where they get choreographers to dance it before the music is made, that one's sick. And then the other cool series is the history behind like dance moves, like viral dance moves. So things like the Woe, they do a whole like backstory on things like that.
Really?
Yep. They go in. I think they tried to do another series where they pull YouTubers in to learn to dance. So people like Timothy De La Ghetto.
Oh, yeah?
That's cool.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I think that's, yeah, my appreciation goes to those people still who like, if I watch something, I'm like, I've never seen that before. And the guy that I can think of who's done that the most is Keone. It's like, I see it and I'm like, I've never seen that before. That's so sick. Mind blowing, you know? It's like, or maybe I just don't see his stuff as regularly.
Did he break up with Marie?
No, they have kids. 2 kids now?
Wow. I just
Yeah, two?
heard
I
that.
just
I thought
remembered
it
that.
was just the one.
I thought it was 2.
Oh my gosh, the one that I still like the most, or that's the most recent for him, was Ventilation. I really like that one.
Was that on Instagram?
Yeah.
That one, like, it's like a little, 3 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the beat, and I just kept like repeating the beat while we were on Discord, I think. I think that's it. Anyway, shall we wrap it up? What do you think?
Well, if you're asking, I guess we should.
I think that would be a good time.
Laugh now, cry. Yeah, I like that one too. Actually, I preferred their performance in the studio over the music video. Have you seen their performance in the studio? War?
Oh, with the baby?
Later.
With the baby. No, this is the one with the baby, right?
Yeah.
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 So they did their run through in the studio. I thought.
Yeah. I think I saw that on Instagram, right? I
motion
don't think they
was
have
like-
it on.
Oh, I think I saw it on YouTube.
Oh,
I saw it on YouTube. Anyway,
yeah. You guys will
Uh,
find it.
no, I just asked just because, you know, it's 12:54. If people need to
Yeah.
get ready for bed.
Dude.
But all right, I thank y'all for listening to us talk about art and dance and choreo and the degradation of music.
Oh no!
Kidding. The evolution of music and dance through social media. And anyway, it was just cool to also look back. This nostalgia. There definitely was a nostalgia aspect to this conversation today, so it was nice.
Mhm.
Anyone else want to say anything? Anyone else inspired to choreo?
I'm.
Oh,
gonna
I've been
go
wanting
make
to for a long
videos.
time, but we'll see.
Do you have a choreo just for you?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. Always need people. All right. Well, see y'all next week. Same time, same day, Thursday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. It was fun. Thanks for watching.
Wine tasting's an art.